Have you ever noticed something weird? Like the guy who listens to Midwest emo dresses completely different from the guy who listens to 90s boom bap, or the guy who listens to metal looks different from the R&B guy. If you did notice, good, we're off to a great start. Most people actually don't even recognize this. Basically what I'm getting at is your music taste inherently shapes the way you dress. And I'm not talking about just a little bit either. I'm talking about your whole aesthetic can change because of this. So today we're going to be talking about how your wardrobe is connected more to your Spotify playlist than you think. So let's get into it. What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Fred. We're on our way to 2,000 subscribers, so make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It helps us in the algorithm so we continue to grow. But you just being here is already enough for me.
But I don't think people realize just how much the music they listen to influences the way they dress.
The first thing we have to understand is music creates identity. Music isn't just a sound, it's also a culture with a bunch of different subcultures, but we're not gonna get into that. Every genre comes with its own attitude, its own lifestyle, its own clothing and visual identity. And I think when you listen to an artist long enough or a certain genre of music, you slowly start adapting that culture and that look. Basically, you're absorbing the energy of every note that you hear. You see these styles in things like music videos, concerts, or even album covers. And slowly that aesthetic becomes associated with the music that you enjoy. And then eventually your brain starts to connect the dots and is like, hey, this music equals this style. And you just adopt that. The subconscious influence. Let's talk about the subconscious influence. And I think this is the interesting part because a lot of people don't just wake up and say, hey, I'm gonna start dressing like one of my favorite artists or a certain music genre, because that would be weird. It's way more subtle than that. You might start off slow, like, I don't know, wearing baggier clothes, wearing darker colors, wearing lighter colors, wearing certain jackets or shoes. Like, you basically just creep your way in there. Like, let's say for instance, you go to a concert and you see your favorite artist, like for the first time ever. And he's wearing these super cool baggy jeans. The next time you go to the mall and you walk in the store and you see something that's similar to that, your brain kind of thinks like, oh, like I seen bro had these on, I'm gonna buy them. Even if it's just out of impulse buying or you just wanting to have the pants because he has them, you want to be a part of the music that you listen to, that culture. That's what makes you feel connected to that artist and that subgenre of music. And I even made a video on this before. I think it's style versus swag. But basically how, and not to sound cringy, some people's aura can actually rub off on you and you're like, hey, he's cool, I wanna be like that. And it's okay to think like that. I feel like everybody has that moment in their life, especially when you're trying to figure out your style. It's only right. But sometimes people actually genuinely don't understand this and they think that their style just comes randomly. But a lot of the times it can be traced back. A lot of your style choices start with things that you enjoy in real life, like music, books, video games, even cartoons. Like we can add that in there. That's the best way to find personal style in a sense. But yeah. Video games, music, all these things, but music especially, because I believe it's one of the biggest influences on the planet. Like for example, hip hop. Hip hop has probably influenced fashion more than any other genre there is. Baggy jeans, varsity jackets, sports jerseys, Timbs, Jordans, the list can go on forever, and I mean ever, because hip hop created entire fashion movements. And now let's take a look at something like rock culture. Rock culture has a whole completely different aesthetic about it. Leather jackets, skinny jeans, band tees, boots. The vibe is more darker, more like rebellious. And people who love that music naturally gravitates towards that look. Artists influence generations of fashion. When certain artists blow up, I don't think they just influence music. They influence and shape large audiences and consumer bases. And basically, like I was saying, through concerts, music covers, albums, dude, artists can influence you so much that it's crazy. For example, Tyler the Creator, DC the Don, Young Thug, Playboi Carti, 50 Cent, like all of these artists has had a major impact on people today. And yes, I snuck DC the Don in there. That's my guy. One artist's aesthetic or style can spread through hundreds, if not millions of people. And like I mentioned earlier ago, this can go for a lot of things besides music. Like think about your favorite basketball player or your favorite actor or your favorite Twitch streamer. People like to replicate things that they think are cool or even things they enjoy, and that can enhance personal style. You know this already, right? You've seen the last videos? No? Well, at the end of this video, you go check out that. But y'all have made it to the end of this video. I appreciate all of y'all for watching. We are on our way to 2,000 subscribers, so make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. If you enjoyed this video and you want to support me, you can check this link right here. It should be down in the description. Make sure you check out a video on screen also, because all I make are bangers, or I would like to think so. With all that being said, it's been your boy Fred. We out, man. Let's do it.